Tragedy and confusion gripped Atlanta today as an armed attack unfolded just outside the headquarters of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a place synonymous with public safety. For many, this shocking event shatters the assumption that even the most secure and prestigious institutions are immune from danger. But here's where things get even more unsettling. The shooter fatally wounded a DeKalb police officer before turning up dead himself inside a building across the street. What drove him? That remains a troubling mystery. This violence broke out near Emory University, triggering an enormous law enforcement presence across an area better known for cutting-edge science than chaos. While bullet holes marred the windows of at least 4 CDC buildings, solid proof of how widespread the gunfire was, miraculously, no CDC staff or visitors were physically hurt in the crossfire. Some might say that's luck, but should we depend on luck at our nation's top health research hub? Director Susan Monatis confirmed the extent of the damage in a message on X, formerly Twitter, sharing photos of buildings scarred by bullet impacts. Imagine thousands of experts devoted to fighting global diseases forced to face gun violence at their own workplace. Police discovered the shooter dead on the second floor of a neighboring structure. But here's a crucial and controversial point. Chief Darren Shearbaum noted it's not yet clear whether the shooter took his own life or was killed by responding officers. This uncertainty could ignite debate over police use of force, mental health issues, and even building security at high-profile locations. 3 more firearms were recovered from the scene, heightening concerns about how heavily armed individuals can still access sensitive public spaces. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens acknowledged that authorities still don't know what motivated the attack, leaving the public and officials alike searching for answers. Is it time to talk about motives more openly when tragedies like these happen, or does that risk glorifying the attacker? The identity of the slain DeKalb police officer has not been released. County CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson's words were especially moving, reminding everyone of the personal loss at the heart of this public crisis. Tonight, a wife is without her husband, and 3 children, 1 yet born, are left without their father. This is the part most people miss. The true cost of these tragedies is measured in shattered families and futures. Nearby, employees at the General Muir restaurant described hearing what sounded like a barrage of fireworks, followed by people running for safety and warning others about the active shooter. Brandy Giraldo, the restaurant's chief operating officer, captured the fear and confusion as staff quickly sought shelter. And then there was Anurag Mehta, prevented from reaching his preschooler because of the lockdown, who later admitted he worried he'd already said goodbye for the last time. It's an example that hits home for any parent. Director Monarez reassured staff and families that despite the chaos, all CDC employees and visitors were unharmed. She expressed deep gratitude for law enforcement's bravery and addressed the somber reality faced by the officer's grieving family. Practical steps followed. Monday would be a remote workday as the CDC reviewed its security protocols. Monarez called the violence an attack on our Roybal campus, underscoring the sense of violation felt by the agency. Set in a leafy, affluent part of northeast Atlanta, where the CDC and Emory University share space along congested Clifton Road, the area is usually difficult to access. On this day, however, the streets felt eerily quiet as sirens wailed in the background, amplifying the gravity of the moment. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp praised first responders for their heroism under fire and, perhaps controversially, noted that this was the second unsettling attack in the state within a week. Does the increasing frequency of such acts raise new questions about public safety and emergency preparedness in places we've long considered safe? As details continue to emerge, one thing is certain. Incidents like this challenge every assumption about safety in society's most trusted spaces. Could this mark a turning point in how we protect public institutions? Or is it an isolated tragedy? And what questions does this raise for you? About safety, law enforcement, or even the nation's priorities? Share your perspective in the comments below. Are we truly prepared for threats where we least expect them? Or are there deeper vulnerabilities we need to confront?